So Donald Trump gets caught saying outrageous things on a bus with Access Hollywood and Billy Bush and things like I moved on her like a bitch and grabbed them by the pussy and et cetera. So the question then is it going to hurt him politically? Now, the obvious answer is yes. Right?
There's a debate in 2 days.
Right. And so I don't know that the obvious answer is correct, though. So are there a lot of Trump supporters who jettison him for this? Well, and maybe the answer is some of the women voters that are conservatives. I mean, I know that a lot of the evangelical men are giant hypocrites, as we've discussed. Are all the evangelical women giant hypocrites? Maybe not as much. Are there some independents that this costs? Are we positive that this does him in? Or are we positive that this significantly hurts him? Well, I'm not positive.
It doesn't have to significantly hurt him.
It doesn't. John's right. I mean, Donald Trump has his work cut out for him, and that is to attract new voters. It's not about keeping the ones he's already gotten. So he can't get new voters. I mean, he's going to lose the election, but he can't get new voters when he keeps doing things like that. He's trying to sell. He has to increase his margins in places where he's losing. It's simple math. It's not just about keeping the ones that are already supporting him, because even if every single one of them still does, the chances of him winning are small. But he has to attract new voters, and everything he's doing is repelling new voters, and these things come out. It's hard to get people to say, okay, I'm not going to vote for Gary Johnson, I'm going to vote for you. I'm not going to vote for Hillary Clinton, I'm going to vote for you, when you can't sell them on that.
Yeah. I don't think he'll get new voters, but he certainly won't lose any of his existing supporters. His supporters have shown no matter what he does, no matter what he says, no matter what you find out he did or said in the past, there's nothing he can do that they won't, like you said, they will forgive it, they will explain it, they will justify it, and they will stay with him. So this is minor.
But Alonzo, I think this will turn I think there's something that is very explicit about this that I think will turn off some Southern female voters, educated female voters, who are going in and voting for the Republican candidate with blinders on. And I think that could hurt him. He might find some fall away, but the fall away is going to be in places, I think, where he's already stronger, where it's not going to hurt him as much. Yeah. And so, I think his job is to attract new voters, and he's not doing it now.
And this also, by the way, comes out on a day when we're not doing a full story about it, but his campaign pulled back massively in some of its ad expenditures. $750,000 in Florida, just gone. North Carolina, New Hampshire, I believe Ohio, a number of these different states that, by the way, all of these states he has to win. Yeah. He can't not win.
And Clinton is spending more in Ohio now.
Now, you could say maybe he's pulling out because he doesn't need it. His margins are so high, but look at the polls. They're not.
So do you guys think this is the nail in the coffin?
No, he has time. Look, I disagree with you that he's not going to lose any. I don't think he'll lose many. And as we've said earlier in this story, he's done worse things, he's said worse things. But we've seen his numbers in the polls overall can go up 5 points, down 5 points. I mean, he was tied with Hillary Clinton 2 weeks ago. Now he's down by 5 again. Before Kaiser Khan, he was up by a point possibly, or by 2 points. There is a little bit of swing there. It might be mostly coming from the third-party candidates, but it's influenced by the things that Trump does. Whether it's attacking Kaiser Khan or Alicia Machado, or in this case, an actress at Access Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't think it's the nail in the coffin either. Because this coffin is unnailable.
It's already been nailed. I
you
think
have to
it's
move
already
on
been
the
nailed.
coffin heavily.
You're in the minority in this panel, Michael, thinking that it's you've
I think
always
it's already been nailed, but
right.
I think this further shows that it's going to be harder for him to get people to vote for him.
Yeah, and he will gain in the important pussy-grabbing demographic. Sometimes it's close, and you're like, where do the pussy grabbers stand on this? And that might be the 2 votes that he needed.
Right, but just as this story is breaking and cresting, all of a sudden, right before we went on air, story that WikiLeaks has released Hillary Clinton's paid speech transcripps. So now
portions of them, not
right.
Yeah.
So okay, now here we go again. So, but now we're gonna swing, and so it might swing right back. Not only does it hurt Hillary Clinton, but it helps Donald Trump with the timing of it to release it right now. So don't count your chickens before they hatch. But I do think that this is what makes the difference. When I've been saying all along, I think it's going to be really tight, and it has been tight throughout, ups and downs, as John explained. But I think the difference maker and why I said that Hillary Clinton will win at the end is because they do their homework. Donald Trump didn't just say this, he said it back in 2005. The Clinton team has been digging and digging and digging. This is not just coincidence. They do their homework. Whereas the Trump team's like, what? Oh, there's a debate coming up? Let's go play golf. Literally, right? And doing your homework and not doing your homework, turns out makes a difference.